I will talk about 5 apps I'm using on a daily basis. Since I switched to Linux, my way of using computer and programs, software I'm using is somewhat different now. I will not talk about what I used when using Windows, but I will talk about my 5 apps I'm using in Linux. And the first one is Firefox. Firefox is a browser that I've been using since its infancy. However, I switched to different browsers because I felt that Firefox was very heavy and very, very slow. But when I switched to Linux, I read a lot of useful articles and suggestions, and so I switched to Firefox as well after so many years of using primarily Chrome and later on the Brave browser. But now I am using Firefox, and it is great experience for now. I do not think it is slow as before. It's pretty snappy, and right now I'm using the new Firefox 70 version, and it is quite snappy. It's pretty fast, and I don't have any problems with it at all. It's good to be using Firefox again. I'm also using a lot of useful add-ons, but I will not talk so much about them for now. Firefox, of course, is definitely the app I am using the most, especially on daily basis. The second app I am using is Zed, believe it or not. Zed is a text editor, and it says small and lightweight text editor. Currently I'm using the version 2.3. And this is Zed's official website, if I'm not mistaken. As you can see, it's under Linux Mint. And I really like it. It is very small and it's so lightweight. And it has quite useful features, as you can see here. These are actually features that are under development. Complete support for UTF-8 text. Syntax highlighting. It means when you write the code, you get these syntaxes highlighted, often in a different color. There's support for editing remote files, and I actually do this a lot when I'm using, when I want to change some files on my website. Then I'm using an FTP program, FileZilla, and I use Zed to make those changes. There's of course search and replace function, printing and print previewing support. I don't use this, so I don't know. File revert, configurable plugin system with optional Python support. Also, there is a very useful feature that I use all the time, and it is word count. There's also spell checker, change case, selected text, and so on. So this is a quite good little program that I learned to use, and there's nothing to learn. I just got to know it once I switched to Linux Mint, and it is quite good. Third app that I'm using on daily basis is Steam. I still can't fathom that Steam is available in Linux. Keep in mind I'm a new full-time Linux user, a refugee from Windows operating system, and what kept me from Linux all these years, one major factor is the lack of gaming. But everything changed once Steam came to Linux, and now there are a lot of games. Of course, not all the games like you have on Windows, but there are a lot of games, and Steam has definitely revolutionized gaming on Linux. Of course, there are also some other really interesting projects, such as playing on Linux and especially Lutris. But Steam is the app I am using to get some gaming in Linux. The fourth app that I'm using almost every day is a little video editor called Olive. Olive is still in alpha, but it is already so useful and create a little program for editing your videos. And I must say that it is meant to be used by professionals, but I can tell you that everyone can learn to use it because it is so intuitive and it is designed in proper fashion. So Olive is really everything I hoped for video editing on any platform. And I used so many while on Windows. I used Premiere, I used Sony Vegas, and many others. And I must say that the way Olive is made and designed is just so intuitive and easy to use. I simply love this project, and I hope they will add some other features very soon. The fifth and last app that I mention here is a little note program called Simple Note, and it is so simple. There's a lot of features. You can't format the text, you can't paste images, photos, and other kind of graphics in. It is really bare bones note app. As you can see here, there's not much to do here, but you can just write, and you can't paste in any images. Text you can paste, of course, and I really like actually that there's only text. Of course, you can add some tags to your particular note, and you do it here. Let's just say Linux. I think it's when you press comma, then you get another tag to write if you want. Command. I can't write today. Linux, comma, and so on. So I really love the way it is. Of course, there are some formatting possibilities. I think it uses markup, but let's see what does it say. And of course, Simple Note is made by the folks at Automatic, the same guys who develop WordPress, a very famous content management system. And it is great. So Simple Note, you have it right here, their website. And Simple Note is, of course, available for Mac, iOS, Android, and Windows, and of course Linux. I am using it on my Android phone and my Linux machine, of course, and it is just so fast. The synchronization between my machines is fabulously fast. There are some people that probably need all these features, like possibility to paste images, photos, and whatnot. I don't need that. I really need my Note app to be free, of course, which Simple Note is, that it is clean, light, and fast. And Simple Note fulfills all these criteria for me. So Simple Note, wonderful app. So these are my 5 apps that I use on daily basis.